What if the greatest lie in modern era is not what people are told about the global south, but what people are being told about the global north? For generations, people have been taught that Africa, Latin America in general, Asia, and for sure the Middle East, are poor because they're corrupt, violent because they're uncivilized, unstable because they can't possibly govern themselves, and of course dependent because they can't possibly stand on their own 2 feet. But what if that narrative was designed to make people look in the wrong direction? And the world is constantly being told to ask, what is wrong with them? And rarely ever anybody asks, who actually did this and who actually benefits from all of this? Who is the one who drew arbitrary lines across all the continents? Who extracted trillions of dollars from all these colonized populations? Who armed factions, overthrew governments, imposed sanctions, engineered coups, and intervened whenever trade routes, resources, or strategic interests were at stake? Who? The same political, financial, and corporate elites who constantly speak the language of human rights and who built their power on conquest, colonialism, slavery, exploitation, and military domination. Who? It can't be the country that has more than 800 military bases all over the world. No. The very same governments that lecture the world about peace, human rights, are the very same governments that are the largest exporters of military weapons. Those same powers that claim to defend democracy have repeatedly supported dictators when it served their interests and abandoned democracy when it did not. And somehow, after centuries of extraction, intervention, and destabilization, the countries that are living with the consequences are told that this is your fault. And everybody else is being told that this is their fault. And the majority of people never bother to check if that information actually is true, or even read a book about history and connect the dots. The global south is portrayed as violent. Yet who has possessed the largest armies, the most powerful militaries, the biggest weapons industries, and the ability to project force across the planet? Who? It can't possibly be the biggest bully on the block and its cronies. No. The global south is accused constantly of being dependent. Yet who structured global systems to ensure that wealth flowed in one direction and the resources flowed in another? Who? The global south is portrayed as a burden. Yet for centuries it supplied the labor, the resources, the energy, and the raw materials that help build the wealth of the modern world. And this is not an attack on ordinary people. We're way below the pay grade. Most people are just struggling to pay their bills, feed their families, and live their lives. It's just funny that these elites and politicians and heads of states and countries in general have made themselves appear to be both the saviors and the beneficiaries, that they are both the victims, but simultaneously they're also the aggressors. But the greatest public relations achievement in history was convincing the world that those who had accumulated the most power bear the least amount of responsibility of that power. Power is not proof of virtue. Wealth is not proof of morality. And repeating a story for generations does not make it true.